ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow!
So who's the new sponsor? I know we've got BM baked beans, original baked beans, 99% fat-free, excellent source of fiber, with molasses, pork, and spices. Okay, I'll finish off the commercial. We'll start the show with a commercial. Delicious BM baked beans are slow baked in brick oven for hours. Our baking method produces beans with a perfect texture and deep flavor unlike any others. Wholesome and healthy, BM beans are sweetened with molasses and cane sugar, are an excellent source of fiber and 99% fat-free, with the 1% being beef suet. Okay, with BM you'll enjoy every spoonful, but just try to avoid that 1% spoonful, because not real good for you. Okay, it's got the heating instructions, it's got questions or comments. Consumer Relations, Box K, Roseland, New Jersey, 07068. In case you kids want to bone up on Basil said, that actually, the 1% might not be beef lard, it might be bone, which, under certain circumstances, can be probably fairly healthy. So who's the other sponsor? I mean, we had the Hershey's Candy Company, Hershey's Kisses. We had a lot of different sponsors. We could have had the Coca-Cola account, because the NFL apparently had some problems with some of their players behaving like human beings, and kind of tarnished the name of the NFL a little bit, and we could have jumped in and got that. We could have got Budweiser. Budweiser was ready to slough off. They sloughed off Hannity. They sloughed off Bill O'Reilly. May he never return to television. But you know what? That's okay. Basil said, O'Reilly Stewart. Said, yeah, I want to talk about what we were talking about in recent weeks. We were talking about Jon Stewart and Bill O'Reilly. And we were talking about how they O'Reilly was on The Daily Show when Jon Stewart ran it for 18 or so years, and they had some great conversations. I mean, they did not agree on anything, but unlike O'Reilly's show where he tended to shout people down and scream at them, Jon Stewart had a method that seemed to calm the beast down. And they sat there, both respectful of one another, and had some great conversations. And Basil's working on that right now, trying to set that up, trying to negotiate a deal for O'Reilly and Jon Stewart to, well, they can't take our spot, Basil says, but they can certainly be a part of our show, or they might even consider if our show is too good for them, or maybe they can slum it down a little bit and get their own show. So O'Reilly and Stewart, we talked about that, okay. And we asked viewers to choose subjects that, okay? Some subjects that O'Reilly and Stewart could talk about. They'd be pretty interesting. And one of those was, Stewart's living on a farm in New Jersey now. He owns his own farm. He has sheep and pigs. And Trump, it's in a little bit different digs. He's in Trump Towers. He's got an apartment, a full floor in Trump Towers in New York City. And they could talk about what? Okay. You're gonna have to fact check this for us, audience. Basil said, said, yeah, Trump Towers, his one-floor apartment, has 37 rooms. But what people don't know is that 32 of those rooms are occupied by sheep. Why would Donald Trump have sheep living in 32 out of the 37 rooms in his apartment in Trump Towers? Okay, well, why? He's got this wry look on his face, and his 3 of the whiskers on the left side of his face are kind of like rotating counterclockwise. His eyes are a little bit more closed, and his ears are flipping around in the breeze a little bit. So I know he's going to say something snarky. No, not you, Snarky. Maybe he's going to do some tweeting. Tweety said 32 of the 37 rooms are occupied by sheep because that's what Trump likes. He likes sheep. He's very fond of sheep. I mean, the sheep are, and the sheep keep 12s. They keep O'Reilly's 12 cats. Oh, not O'Reilly, but Trump's. Wait a second, are we talking about O'Reilly or Trump now? So O'Reilly's got an apartment in New York City in Trump Towers also? Oh, okay. Oh, he's got 37 rooms, and 32 of those rooms are occupied by sheep. And, okay, now we're on track. Basil said that the sheep in Trump's apartment, the sheep in O'Reilly's apartment, go upstairs and visit with Trump when Melania is out of town. And no, what they do is they go up there and they keep Trump's 12 cats, all named Whitey. They keep Trump's 12 cats occupied. They keep them there. They have a little fun. They play Scrabble and stuff like that. So that's it. Okay. Now, what other subjects? We've got some real good topics that were emailed into us. And by the way, you can email us some topics for Basil's new Jon Stewart Donald Trump dialogue show. You can email them to Basil BuddhaCat@gmail.com. That's BASIL BUDDHACAT. But you better make that C in cat capitalized, or it won't go through. So it's capital B ASIL, capital BUDDHA, capital CAT at gmail.com. Well, couldn't you get F-mail? Basil said. So with the crappy communications I get coming in from most people, it's all F-mail pretty much. Okay, topics. Okay. Although, climate change. Okay. Basil said, nope. Said, nope, I prefer the sheep topic. Okay, how about, we got a suggestion from somebody via email. And again, Basil BuddhaCat@gmail.com. Okay, race relations and how to improve them. That's always an interesting topic. Basil said, sheep, then nope, I prefer the sheep topic. Okay, well, how about changing the tax codes? That's an interesting topic. People are curious about that. Okay, Basil's and Stewart and O'Reilly are both pretty wealthy people, so that's something that they could find some agreement on or not. Okay, changing the tax codes. Basil said, no. Said, nope, I prefer the sheep topic. Okay, well, you keep bringing us back to the sheep. And how about a topic that talks about It features poor women who can't afford clothes. Okay, let's try again. Okay, was it the angry speck of dust phone? Maybe I can find it. Not the red pen phone. Oh, underneath the red pen phone was the angry speck of dust phone. Okay. Okay. Whoa! Hold on. Yeah, that's O'Reilly. When Trump called in on the O'Reilly phone last week or the week before, I was able to get the phone this close, and I could because it's got a volume control on it, but apparently not good enough to mute down Bill O'Reilly. Muted down Donald Trump enough so that I could get it this close. Bill O'Reilly, I got to hold it out here. So, Mr. O'Reilly, or may I call you Bill? What? Said, featuring poor women who can't afford clothes. I'm in for that. Okay. I'm gonna put a speck of dust phone, angry speck of dust phone down for a second and go on. Okay. How about Basil? How about the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare versus the Affordable Care Act is Obamacare, and the other one, the Affordable Health Care Act, is Trump's baby. Good topic of discussion? Basil said, said, nope, I prefer the sheep topic. Okay. Somebody sent in one suggestion. Climate change featuring skimpy bikinis. Oh, okay, it's still there. Okay. Okay, I can hear you. Said, Bill O'Reilly said, yeah, I'm in for that too. That's a good one. Okay, I'm just gonna hold you out here and because this is Basil's show. It's not your show, Mr. O'Reilly. So, okay, how about immigration, Basil? Basil said, no wait. Said, nope, I prefer the sheep topic. Okay. How about, this is a rough one, topic of race relations featuring the history of race wars. Yeah, it's... Okay, O'Reilly says, now you're warming up. Now you're talking. That's a good topic. I'm in for that one too. Okay, we got other things we need to talk about, Mr. O'Reilly. So, thanks for calling. Okay, so Okay. So we missed Cinco de Mayo. Are you getting ready to talk about? Hey, wait a second. Our hat stand with the Mexican hats that we have. That we usually over in that corner. Where are they? Basil said. Okay. They're in the corner of my bedroom. Already in my new home, even though I don't own it yet and I haven't closed on it yet. I already had to hang my hats there. So that's where they are. So, okay. So what I was getting at is that we missed Cinco de Mayo because we were out of the country, or so I think we were. How about Cinco de Junio? Basil, okay, yep. Basil's chin whiskers and mine also, I think, kind of, jiggled a little bit. Said, if it's got Cinco in it, let's do it. So you want to do a show coming up soon on Cinco de Junio? Okay. Oh, okay. It actually was, our new corporate sponsor, I had forgotten, is actually People's Bank. And we like People's Bank. People's Bank is a good bank, and that, so we kind of latched onto them. We kind of glommed onto them as a corporate sponsor, and pretty good idea, huh? Yeah. So how have you thought about writing a commercial for People's Bank? Basil said, done already. Okay. Well, I know that on their website, People's Bank has uses the phrase know-how. Are you going to incorporate their tagline know-how into the commercials you do for People's Bank? Just smiling. Said, I'm going to let my graphics department do the talking for me on that one because it's a secret. I don't want any of either my producer Kristin Schoenfeldt or my co-host, interpreter in chief gopher, Mr. Dork here, to know exactly what I'm thinking about those commercials for People's Bank. So I'll let you know eventually how I'm going to incorporate their tagline know-how into their ads. Okay, well, we'll keep us in the dark. So you also want to talk about, well, you told me at least, you also wanted to talk about Trump's foreign trip, President Trump's foreign trip. And he went to Saudi Arabia. Now, in 2015, when President Obama made a trip to Saudi Arabia, candidate Trump made some remark about, what was it? What did he make the remark about? You remember? Basil said, said, yeah, I remember. Well, what do you remember about that? Said, okay. Said, well, candidate Trump saw President Obama's trip along with Michelle Obama to Saudi Arabia, and Michelle Obama refused or didn't wear proper head attire. She didn't wear the headscarf, and Trump said that, what did he say? Basil said, said that's disgraceful. How could Michelle Obama show such callous disrespect for the Saudi Arabian emirs and kings and whatnot? How could she do that? How could she be disrespectful? Wait a second. Didn't Melania and Ivanka Trump, didn't they go meet with the Saudis when President Trump was there? Weren't they walking around with no headscarves on? They didn't have headscarves on. After candidate Trump said that it was disrespectful, downright disrespectful of Michelle Obama to not wear a headscarf when she met with the Saudis. And wasn't that disrespectful when Ivanka and Melania did the same thing? Basil said, said, to quote Donald Trump, nah. Okay. So they wore they didn't wear scarves. But then they get to the Vatican. And there's a lovely picture of the Pope. If you can visualize it, Pope's over here. We'll call this the Pope. We'll call this Trump. And we'll call these two Melania Trump and Ivanka Trump. And they're standing there. And they're posing for a picture. And the Pope's pretty much looking like this. You know, he's got a kind of sour puss on. Next to him, you've got Trump, who, hey, found a camera. There's a camera pointing at me. Smile, and he's got this huge toothy grin on. And the next to him is Ivanka and Melania, not necessarily in that order. And they got kind of a sour look on their face too. So what's with this? There's an inconsistency here, Basil. Sour face, smile, sour face, sour face. Oh, and besides, when they're at the Vatican, Ivanka Trump has a headpiece on. She's got a hat. She's got something on her head, and Melania has a lovely. Well, they're dressed in black, both of them, and Melania has this lovely black lace veil on. So she's got her head covered. Now, she had her head not covered. The two of them had their heads not covered in Saudi Arabia, where protocol says you show respect, at least according to Trump. Protocol says that you show respect by wearing a headpiece in Saudi Arabia. And they didn't. But in the Vatican, meeting with the Pope, who's like the most informal Pope on ever, he's probably wearing flip-flops and carrying a beach ball under one arm, and pretty easygoing guy. And they got this formal headgear on. All right, come on, you're the reporter, you're the kitten reporter. Or I guess you graduated now to a full-fledged reporter. Tell us about it. Tell what gives there. Said, said, never mind. Do a couple more commercials. We need a little bit more cha-ching from our sponsors. Okay, we got. BM baked beans, the original baked bean, 99% fat-free, excellent source of fiber. And remember back to when we did the Superb Owl game, how we had that special, we were able to actually get inside the locker room of the New England Patriots, and we found Coach Bill Belichick and quarterback Tom Brady chowing down on some BM, original baked beans. With molasses, pork, and spices. And we wondered, isn't that going to cause some issues with Brady's performance in the Super Bowl game? The superb, Tweety, you got to take that out because we can't say Super Bowl. We got to say Superb Owl. We would never want to say Super Bowl because it's owned by the NFL and can't be used without their permission. So the Superb Owl. So Brady eats the beans, goes into the game, and he played pretty well. At the end of three quarters, they were behind by 19 points, but he had played pretty well. He's a good quarterback. There's no doubt that Tom Brady is as good a quarterback as anybody except for, and this is for Tom Marucci, the angel that signs for our show on Omni and out of Norwalk and along the Fairfield, Long Island Sound coast. None of them are as good as Johnny Unitas. Johnny U with the high top sneakers. Never mind. Johnny U is throwing touchdown passes when they didn't even pass. Other teams didn't pass hardly. And sort of like Babe Ruth hitting all those home runs in an era when nobody else hit home runs. And there was Babe Ruth hitting home runs. So you got to put them in context. I mean, there are a lot of other quarterbacks in the last 30 years that have been, a lot of yards and successful and great quarterbacks. But I got to think that Tom Brady is probably judging by his success in postseason, regular season, all the way around. Great cheat too, by the way. Knows how to order people to deflate footballs just enough so that the other team doesn't know what they're up against, and he does. Good quarterback, really good quarterback. Maybe the best of all time. Sorry, Tom Marucci. Sorry, Johnny Unitas. But yeah. But on the other hand, so Brady's playing a great game, but occasionally he's going back to pass, and all of a sudden there's a little bit of a gaseous element coming out of his farto horn, and all of a sudden he's back 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, not meaning to, and he's getting tackled or getting rushed, and he's just not throwing. He's throwing great, but just not as great as the great Tom Brady normally does. On the other hand, you got that guy for the Atlanta Falcons that played quarterback, and a guy does badly in one game, and everybody forgets what his name is, and we forgot what his name is. MVP during the regular season, at the end of 3 quarters, and the superb Owl. He's definitely on the way to being the MVP because Atlanta's up by 19 points, and what could go wrong? They got the ball down in New England territory. They got it in field goal range, chip shot field goal range. All they got to do is hold on to the ball, kick a chip shot field goal. They're up, and time. There was not enough time left for the Patriots to get the ball enough times to tie the game. It's over. It's mathematically over. So that quarterback who shall go nameless, most valuable player during the regular season, he made the mistake of turning it around and going back to pass, and all of a sudden he's like 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and a cloud of B&M baked bean residue emanating out from behind him, and he gets tackled 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage. All of a sudden they're out of field goal range, and that opens the door for the Patriots. And Brady starts, instead of going back to pass now, he starts facing the line of scrimmage, and he's running for yards. He's throwing rocket passes for yards, and the result, they tied the game with the couple of 2-point conversions, which are assisted ably by running backs and the quarterback Tom Brady, facing the line of scrimmage and going forward rather than going backwards, and overtime and bang and game's over, and the greatest comeback ever in Super Bowl, superb Owl. And Tweety, you got to change that. You got to go to the edit booth when we're done and superb Owl. Remember? Okay. So, where was I going with this? At any rate, so there we go. We've got Tom Brady. Got that other dude. We don't know. Nobody even knows what his name is anymore. He sort of went home and stuck his tail between his legs, and that's the end of him. And BM, baked beans. Oh, okay. You also want me to do People's Bank tagline: know-how. Anything you want to accomplish, you can accomplish with People's Bank know-how. And with that, it's been Basil BuddhaCat Presents. David Stevenson, Basil's co-host, interpreter, chief gopher, etc., etc., etc. Good night from the Basil BuddhaCat, where the wild things are, house shoes, and we'll see you next Friday night. You have a blessed Sunday.
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street. And Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box, so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Meow.